Hello and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Gemini for the mid-January time period. I will let you decide what that means to you. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that you remember this is a general reading. There may be some parts that do not resonate. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest behind. You may also want to check out your other signs as well. I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards. And this is the spread that I have for you today, dear Gemini. In the past position, we do have the Two of Swords clarified by the Three of Swords. In the obstacle position, we do have the Eight of Swords clarified by the Four of Wands in reverse. In the present position, we have the Three of Cups clarified by the Seven of Swords. In the outcome position, future outcome position, we have the Three of Wands clarified by the Queen of Wands. Definitely a very interesting spread for your mid-January 2021 time period. As we can see in the past, we've got the Two of Swords, which is a card of having to make a choice but feeling confused and not clear about which way the choice has to go. We also see the moon here in the background, suggesting that not everything is available to you as far as information wise, so you're not particularly able to make a decision because like the correct decision, because you're not really aware of everything that may be going on around you. And also obviously this person's eyes are being blindfolded. Also, if we look at the water, we see rocks in the water, and ships cannot move through obviously water that has rocks in it. So the Two of Swords also suggests lack of progress, lack of movement, being stuck, things being delayed. But also sometimes the Two of Swords is a card of compromise, because the person in this card does not want to rock the boat. They're afraid of what their decision may mean, and so they want to go the route of pleasing people, which is not the correct route to go. But you know, this kind of card brings about passive behavior, kind of not really being sure, and of course it's clarified with the Three of Swords, which is a heart of heartbreak and loss and grief. And sometimes it means that you're kind of keeping your emotions to yourself because you don't want other people to know how you really feel, which is also not really a good thing. But this combination is difficult. The Two of Swords and the Three of Swords, it's a pretty difficult combination, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. And the good thing is that it is in the past. You've learned from that experience. It may not have been something that you care to repeat because it was really kind of rough on your emotions, rough on your just overall well-being as well. The Three of Swords is a tough card to have, but and the combination here to me suggests that as a result of having disappointment, you know, as we see that is brought about by the Three of Swords, you could be a little bit apprehensive about relationships. You could be apprehensive about showing your vulnerable side and being open, you know, regarding feelings. It could also be that you're having difficulty communicating. Sometimes, you know, the heartbreak can be quite unexpected, and so it kind of creates a little bit of trauma that needs to be worked through. Definitely difficult choices will come up in the matters of love. It's the kind of allowing the time to do the healing, also letting some things go in order to create forward movement. But definitely you learned a lot from the situation. Now in the obstacle position, we do have the Eight of Swords, which is also a difficult card. It could be that you're feeling trapped and limited by people around you. We know that the swords are a suit of challenges. They bring challenges. challenges, they bring tests. And the reason that happens is, well, there are several reasons actually. On one hand, we all, each and every one of us, have a karmic debt. As we go through life, sometimes some people accumulate a larger karmic debt, or they have to, go through challenges and tests. And other people who are a little bit more careful and kinder and more compassionate and pay attention and are aware, perhaps they have a little bit less karmic debt to pay. But every one of us does have some sort of karmic debt that we have. And so the test that is being presented here in the card of Eight of Swords is, kind of relying on your own inner voice. There's something that you are perhaps not wanting to face, because we see the Two of Swords, there's a person whose eyes are blinded. We also see the Eight of Swords, another card where a person is whose eyes are blinded. So it is clearly something that you may be avoiding addressing because it creates discomfort inside of you, emotions that are, sometimes emotions can be difficult, especially like fear. Like yesterday, I was experiencing a moment of fear, and I went on a short little hike to reconnect with nature. And as I worked through my fear, things became a little bit easier to deal with. Each and every one of us have a way of dealing with unpleasant emotions, and that is what the Eight of Swords here is a reminder from the divine, that there are some things that need to be addressed. And also remember that you may have people who are trying to take advantage of you, who are trying to control you, and it could be that those people you actually rely on heavily, so that creates a problem in and of itself. Make sure that you're following your own inner guidance, because the divine honors you, and therefore you should honor yourself as well. The Eight of Swords could be about criticism and slander and gossip, that comes from other people. And it could be that you don't really deserve it. It could be that they are having a moment of fear, and that is how they're dealing, by taking it out on someone else who they really shouldn't do that, because hurt people, as we know, hurt people. Now, the Eight of Swords is clarified by the Four of Wands, which is also an interesting card to be in the clarifying position. The Four of Wands is generally a really positive card. It is a card of celebration. It is a card of achievement, and having family, friends, people that really care about you kind of come around and support you and provide that really wonderful kind of gathering, which is needed for all of us. It's really important because we are social beings. But the Four of Wands in the reverse suggests that you may be experiencing limitations, that maybe people around you who you trust, who are in your family or in your friend circle, that are creating a little bit of bad blood, that may be drifting apart from you as a result of miscommunication. It definitely very much ties into the Eight of Swords here, because of course the Eight of Swords suggests that there could be some disappointment that is primarily done by other people. But the Four of Wands is definitely lack of support, and perhaps feeling difficulty trusting others as well. But we do have to remember that none of these cards are major arcana, so it is not something that you cannot overcome. Major arcana cards are significant cards, and they have a much like a lot more power that they bring to the reading. So yes, the Eight of Swords is not the most pleasant. The Four of Wands is also not, in reverse, not the most pleasant, but those obstacles are you can overcome. And eventually people kind of tire of criticizing and distancing, and things come around. Life is about duality. Life is about a cycle. What goes up must come down. Night is followed by day. Relationships that fall apart reconnect again. So it's really important to remember that. It's interesting that in the present position you have the Three of Cups, because that is a really positive card. It's a card of growing relationships, making relationships stronger. As we know, cups represent emotion, and emotions are building blocks of connections. So definitely these three people that we see in this card are coming together, and they're celebrating. They are having a good time. They are connecting. They are sharing ideas. They are having, a really, that emotional bond that kind of binds people together. It's all about friendship. And that is what the Three of Cups is, experiencing of friendship and really wonderful connections. Unfortunately, it's clarified by the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, again, that difficult energy, again, that cold kind of over analyzing energy. The swords are a suit of challenges. They are a suit of tests, and the divine, throws challenges and tests our way to make us grow, to expand our boundaries, to go beyond our limits. And sometimes, of course, most people do not like, the swords in their reading, but sometimes those things are unavoidable. Let's see, the Three of Cups, clarified by the Seven of Swords, does suggest to me that there may be something sneaky about those friendships. There may be something sneaky about those relationships, perhaps, in a family setting as well, because the Seven of Swords is all about deception, and it's all about dishonesty. Again, this difficult energy rears its ugly head. So make sure that in the middle of January, towards the end of January, Gemini, you practice self-compassion. You practice being kind to yourself. You do something nice to yourself, with yourself, like watch a movie, take a long walk, go and eat some comfort food that makes you feel, really warm and kind of optimistic as well. Do something nice in order to make this a challenging period a little bit easier. Now, the future outcome position, we've got the Three of Wands in reverse, and it's clarified by the Queen of Wands. The Three of Wands in reverse is an obstacle, it's a blockage. And it could be that you're not seeing opportunity in front of you. It could be that you are lacking in having a vision, having that big picture vision, and things are sort of flipped upside down for you. It could be that you're finding yourself in chaos where there's too much happening and you're not really knowing which way to go. Make sure that you're really careful about that, because chaos can create unnecessary expenditures, unnecessary conflicts, miscommunication. So make sure you watch all those. But I like that the Three of Wands in reverse is clarified by the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands brings really wonderful energy. She brings courage. That's really important to overcome challenges and tests that the divine kind of gives you. The Queen of Wands also brings, warmth and kindness and compassion. She's really popular and easy to get along with. So it could be that there's someone around you that is giving you that energy, that is helping you get through difficult times. And so really it could be anybody, in like a friend, it could be like a family member around you that is really helping you get through things. But the Queen of Wands here is destined and designed to help and make sure that you are not feeling completely overwhelmed by the challenges that you have to go through. So make sure you use that energy, use that courage that the Queen of Wands brings, use that determination. The time of January 2021 is all about focusing and doing as much action as you can possibly do. I did consult a few astrologers, and they are reporting that, the first couple of months in 2021 could be a little bit chaotic, could be a little bit unexpected, like events and things kind of happening that are affecting your relationships. So make sure that you take the time out for yourself. Make sure that you are able to kind of be prepared so that you can deal with any challenges that spring up. Let's see what energy oracle cards I pulled to clarify some of this. We have 7th chakra Archangel Uriel. That's really good. We have victory and hostilities. So there is going to be, in the mid towards the end time period of January, a little bit of time where you're going to feel like someone is pushing your buttons, like someone is trying to trigger you. Hostilities is all about having your defenses up and realizing that sometimes aggression can be a useful tool, because in the game of life, there can only be one winner. So make sure that you are ready to defend your territory. This card shows a man raising his sword in readiness to do battle. When it comes upright, it reveals a situation where hostilities toward you are about to be or have already been engaged. The aggressive energy may be verbal or emotional, with someone in your environment being excessively critical, demanding, or hurtful. In a work or social situation, there may be backstabbing or out-and-out slander going on. This is different from deceit card because the hostile energies are more apparent, more overt. So they're pretty much like in your face. In fact, you may have been living with them for some time. But if this is new or old energy, now is the time to regain control. So the hostilities card is about taking control of the situation. This is the time for people to take you seriously. So make sure that they do. Now, victory is a really wonderful card. It suggests, obviously, that suggests that success and achievement is within your grasp. This card shows a beautiful spirit holding a golden victory wreath in acknowledgement of your achievement. Success is on its way, and you have a sense of pride in what you've worked to accomplish. Now, it could mean that you are, as a result of hostilities, standing your ground and defending your position, and therefore you have won. Definitely victory is a really powerful omen, and it's a card you want to have in your deck, especially during the times when things are a little bit challenging. Now, the 7th chakra Archangel Uriel is all about spirit connections, intuition, and inspiration. The beautiful angel Uriel is also called the Fire of God, wears a brilliant crystal crown, vibrating with a passionate connection to the divine. She brings great power to your 7th energy center, which is called the crown chakra and is located at the top of your head. This card upright indicates an open and free-flowing channel of information and inspiration from the wonderful beings in the spirit world. This could also be a time of great intuition for you and guidance from your higher awareness. So allow yourself to quiet your mind and listen. Now is a great time to get connected. The assistance from spirit is great, and whether it's the presence of an ascended master or a powerful angel like Uriel, or just a loving friend or family member in spirit, their love and willingness to assist is always there. They even open you to the Akashic records, the storehouse of all information. This connection is open now, and you will find that your own spirit and the spirits of those around you will be able to provide the answers you seek and the blessings you desire and deserve. The Akashic records are very important because they contain information about all of your past lives. Which is really important because some of that gets manifested in the current life. Now, let's see what answers from angels I pulled. And we have reconsider, peaceful resolution. This is nice. and in the near future. So definitely you're going to be able to get to a peaceful resolution. You're going to be able to perhaps communicate your way, negotiate your way, be diplomatic, use those type of skills in order to kind of walk around the conflict and preserve your assets, and make sure that you kind of don't lose, too much energy, too much time, too much money, too much resources in kind of, fighting that conflict. And also, the divine here suggests that you may want to reconsider a relationship or a situation you may find yourself in the near future. So definitely make sure you meditate. Make sure that you practice meditation, because it shuts off the white noise, other people's opinions, criticisms, anything that is not useful to you in your journey. And also, meditating helps you manifest so that you're able to bring things into your life that help you achieve your goals and help you achieve your dreams. That is definitely very important. I also pulled 3 ancestor cards just because I wanted to get a little bit extra clarification for this reading, Gemini. And we've got Traveler, move in the new direction. Yeah. Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. And Hunter, track down your fears and desires. Traveler is a card that suggests, it does suggest that you can actually, get on a plane and travel, or get on a train and travel. But of course, due to the current pandemic, it may not be advisable. This card also has another meaning as well. It suggests that the road you're on may be road less traveled, but this journey is going to be highly beneficial for your emotional and spiritual growth. If it isn't about covering outer distance, it's about covering distance within, and you'll be evolving every single moment of it. Remember to keep things simple and to lighten your load, because they will make your journey more enjoyable. You're also being encouraged to see how far you've come and how you've really grown as a person, because this recognition will support you in going even further. So definitely the divine here is kind of reminding you that if you focus on how you feel on the inside, address many different things, and kind of get your emotions under control, as far as, knowing which emotion serves you well, which emotion takes you away from your goal. Which emotion is going to help you heal, which emotion can be a little bit destructive and brings about, those habits that are, not very purposeful for you. Definitely, the divine here suggests that looking on the inside and addressing things that need addressing may kind of help you work through fear, as well as kind of have other people take a step back. When you have that strength on the inside, it's much easier to kind of stand up for your boundaries. Now, the Spirit Fox is all about trusting your talents in changing times. The energies around you are changing, and it may not always be comfortable, and so the fox here kind of brings you everything you need to survive, to adapt, to be a shapeshifter. There are opportunities. You're being presented with opportunities to reach spaces you've never encountered before, and this can make you feel on edge. But be open to the shifts occurring, because they really are the answers to your prayers. The experience of being hunted or threatened is now behind you. You're no longer hunted. You are the hunter. The experience of being hunted or threatened is now behind you, and you're being invited to come out from your den and reveal your glory and talents. Call upon the Spirit Fox medicine to help you be seen for who you are, and trust in your talents in order to be the best you can be in these changing times. And I really like the Hunter card. It kind of brings courage and determination and the ability to overcome obstacles. It's all about tracking down fearful thoughts and feelings. When you find them, you will find your desires too. You know, that which you are most afraid of is what is going to bring you the most reward. Instead of being hunted down by your fears, become the hunter. You're being given confidence and strength at this time, so use your power to make a difference. So, you know, when you're dealing with your fear, you know, one of the reasons I go like out into the nature, because I'm able to focus and I'm able to visualize the hunter. I'm able to move. I'm able to see kind of the trees, the mountains, the grass, everything that is helping me kind of feel one with the universe and realize that I have the power and that I have the courage and that I have the determination in order to be able to overcome obstacles. And that is all they are, is a little bit of test, a little bit of challenge, and a little bit of obstacle. And the more you have them, the easier they become. You're being given confidence and strength at this time, so use your power to make a difference. You're not here to cower away or live in the shadows. You're here to realize your fullest potential. And when you go through a test, when you overcome a challenge, you're not just example to yourself, you're also example to others. And it's not like people are gonna, you know, knock on your door and say, thank you so much for showing this example. Thank you so much for overcoming this. No, but they see it, you know. It's important to realize your potential. And the only way you can realize your potential is if you overcome challenges. And you can do that by harnessing the energy of the hunter. If you are a man or identify as male, this card represents your masculinity and an opportunity to know yourself more deeply. If you are a female or identify as female, this card represents your capacity to be strong, powerful, and overcome limitations. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Gemini. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Please also check out my Instagram, Sunrise Tarot 21, where I post affirmations that are very positive and remind you to stay grounded and remind you that you are special and you're unique and you have enough courage, and that your everyday life matters and you matter, and the way you affect people around you also matters. So definitely check that out, and thank you so much for visiting. I will see you next time.